This video is about a very interesting art project that was inspired by a very interesting experience. Continue to watch the video to find out exactly what it is. All right. Cheers. Me with my beer and you with your coffee. Somebody's playing some kind of drums today. Just take that off. Good morning, everybody. We are out here today at Beijing doing something a little bit different. We decided to do a podcast. We're going to explain why. But first of all, hi there. My name is Paloma. I am a singer, songwriter, performer living in Beijing, and also an artist. I have my YouTube art channel, which if you are watching this video, you'll get to see, so welcome. And today I have my friend Sophie, who is joining me for the very first time. Go on, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I was like, is that my cue?
That's your cue.
I'm so ready for this. Hi everybody, I'm Sophie. I'm also based in Beijing. My normal daytime job is being a PhD student where I do research. So yeah, completely different from what Paloma do, but that doesn't mean I'm not excited about being a part of it today.
See, it's always good to have friends that are more intelligent than you, but are also as crazy as you, so that they agree with your random ideas to do, podcasts and order burgers and beer.
But at 2, isn't it like, don't you see it's always 2 o'clock somewhere, right? When getting drinks. So.
Always 2 o'clock somewhere. So, we've been living in China now. Well, I've been in China for now, touchdown 3 years. How about you?
Well, I go back and forth between Denmark and China a lot, so I have lived in Beijing altogether 5 years since 2011, so yeah. I mean, it's still a third of my time since I came to China for the first time 15 years ago, so.
Whoa. What brought you to China 15 years ago?
I was one of those young, silly people who came here to teach English. Yeah, I was 21.
You did tell me that.
I did tell me that. Yeah. It was, I was studying philosophy, and I really needed a break from that, because who on earth study philosophy when they are 20, right?
I think it's a cool subject, though.
It is cool. But I definitely needed to see the world. I think it's definitely one of those subjects that become better the more worldly you could become. So it's not only about, yeah.
I feel like art is kind of like that in a way, too, because I know that when I was a kid, I really wanted to be a performer and write my own songs and paint great pictures and do great things, but I didn't have any experience behind that to create with. And I think now that I'm, drum roll please, 36.
Same age as me.
Right? Oh my God, so scandalous. I have so many more stories to tell and adventures to share. And I feel like my art has also become more colorful and improved because there is that experience and that life behind it.
I definitely agree. I mean, I have been writing since I was a child. I used to do comic books that I would draw.
Really?
Yes, I did. I still have some of them. They're so horrible, but also, a lot of memories, right?
Wait, hold on. I didn't know this about you. And I'm not just saying this for the camera. I didn't know that you made your own comic books.
I
what
did.
The hell?
I had a couple of years where I wanted to be a comic book artist. Yeah, I drew so many hours. So, yeah.
Oh no, now I feel like I got nothing on you, man. I was like, here I am with my comic book ideas.
But but I do think it's true. So with time I just had a development from writing into the written word instead. And if you look at a lot of famous writers and also some of the one from before our time, they would go on inspiration trips around the world because that is what makes the fabric of creativity, right?
True.
Experiences, yeah.
Do you feel like you coming to China was a adventure for that purpose, or no?
Well, it was definitely an adventure for the purpose of me getting out of my shell. I was a very, how do I say, protected child. I still lived at home when I decided to go for China for the first time, and I had just experienced my first heartbreak. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, that's brave.
Yeah.
Very
So,
brave.
and everybody, I think that, if you are someone who decided to study philosophy, the idea people have about you is not necessarily an adventurous time. Believe it or not, I wasn't a big drinker either before that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the lady that introduced me to Pub Carl's in Beijing, and also who I went out with for ladies' night the other night and made some bad decisions, and also the lady because of whom this podcast is inspired today. So she didn't used to drink.
Not. I did get drunk on my first China trip, but it was more to say that it definitely wasn't a part of my teenage life, which it is for many. So I think that's why I
That's
also.
fair. That's fair. Actually, to be very fair, I also grew up in a very strict family background and didn't. I mean, I think we had the occasional wine during communion since Dad's a pastor. And then, of course, my stepmom is German, so used to be when Oma and Opa used to visit, it was like, oh, well, we are Germans, therefore we must drink beer. But that also only really happened when they visited. So I didn't drink that much, very, very rarely. Christmases and birthdays and a little bit of wine at communion. That's about it, Very goody two-shoes.
For my parents, it wasn't that they weren't drinking, but it was more of they drink for social occasions, so for dinner and so on. So they really enjoy a glass of wine or a gin and tonic, and have also introduced that to me. Mm-hmm. And I definitely think that they have a more healthy approach to it. That they usually were like maybe like free, you drink free items a night, and it's like
that's a nice concept. I have a friend
perfect.
who keeps telling me that. You get your 3 drinks. I don't know, though. I feel like things kind of changed when I came to China. Well, backtracking a little bit, 3 years before that when I was in Ukraine, because, of course, people are very friendly there, and you go for house parties, and it's like, here, have some vodka, and that goes on for a few hours. But again, that was also, I guess, restricted to special occasions. Whereas China life is a special occasion.
Always a special occasion.
Yeah, there is always some event or some exciting thing that's going on.
That's why I keep coming back.
It's true. I don't understand one thing though, because like before, supposedly during. Well, okay, now I have to backtrack and see what year I actually came here. I came here in 21, I guess. So supposedly after 21, Beijing is just not fun anymore. That's what I heard from a lot of people. Like, the fun times have passed and now it's just boring, which I don't understand because I feel like there's always something to do.
But isn't it because they just became older? I mean, us being 36 and, when I came here the first, I was in my 20s, and for a lot of people, going into your 30s, you will start to settle down, and then your friends maybe have left, so of course it becomes less fun to be.
That's true. I think people should blame it less on COVID and the pandemic and more on just how life
New places
progresses.
Open up, new places. Some places close, some places open up, Mm-hmm. I, of course, also have places that I visited some of the other times I've been here that are closed now, but then I found new places to go, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
True.
But it's hard to say.
I need to think of one place I really liked that closed down in the 3 years I've been here. I mean, I used to like the old Martini, I think it was called. That was on the rooftop. And then they closed and moved to another place. But I think they moved back on the rooftop, actually.
Oh, that's nice.
The word's been on the streets, though I haven't been to the new place.
I was a big fan of a place, but that was all the way back in, it was pre-COVID, called the Bookworm. They had some lovely talks there, both with authors, but also movie makers, all sorts of inspiring people. And it was one of those places, if I had a night where I didn't want to drink and I wanted to go out and, become stimulated, I would go there. And there would always be something going on.
Oh, that sounds fun. I think I would have liked a place like that. There was Golden Weasel was kind of like that. It is kind of like that, but more at their previous location. I liked their previous location a lot more. It was very artsy with the paintings on the walls But yeah, that's all just talk for people who have been in Beijing and know what all these places are. If you haven't been, though, you definitely should be. I feel like everyone should experience China, to me specifically Beijing, at least once, because I came here with the intention of being here for a 6-month contract as a singer performer with a band working at Atmosphere Bar. And that 6 months turned into a year, and then a year and a half. And there were so many times that I was certain I might have to leave because there was, drama with agents or just, life changing. And now it's 3 years, and I am still here, and I feel very fortunate. I feel very fortunate. Like, Beijing has kind of become home for me.
That's so nice. I know. I understand this feeling. I mean, I wasn't particularly fond of Beijing, to be honest, in the beginning. I lived in Tianjin the first time I went to China.
Really?
Yeah, Tianjin. So I came to Beijing for the occasional weekend trips, and then, as I said, it was my first time being outside of Europe. And after I finished teaching, I went traveling in China. I went to Qingdao, Chengdu, and Shanghai. And I really fell in love with the French concession in Shanghai. So for a long time, that would be like my, and people say, there are two different kinds of people. The one who loves Shanghai and the one who loves Beijing.
Yes.
But I don't know, because job opportunities kept bringing me back to China, and also I worked at the Danish embassy in Beijing for 2 years as a cultural officer, and I had to stay in Beijing. Then, I've lived both in the Wudao area and I've lived in Sanlitun area. Now I live in Dongsi. I mean, I'm privileged that I can live at some of the most, some of the best places.
Yeah.
But I've started really to love Beijing, I will say. I don't know. I think for me also, I suddenly realized that I started seeing Beijing as a home, as you also feel. And that sort of changed it for me, that there are so many lovely places in China, but Beijing will always be home in some way or another.
Did you ever consider, and this is a personal question, did you ever consider moving to Shanghai?
Oh, I did, but I just didn't. I mean, you go where the money is. I mean, if I had,
It's true.
If we say that I was this, author that could live from my books and therefore could decide myself, I could definitely see myself also staying in Shanghai for longer times. But it's a bit expensive city.
Yeah, I guess I got like a little bit lucky in that sense because I haven't been to Shanghai yet. So probably if I went, I would also, be like, oh, shouldn't I? But I haven't been yet, and I have one of my Chinese friends. He's like, don't go to Shanghai because if you visit Shanghai once, you're gonna want to move there, and we need your energy in Beijing. So don't go. It's good that you haven't gone yet.
The problem is, even though it's so close, there's only those nowadays, at least, right? 4 hours and 20 minutes with the high-speed train.
That's really fast.
Exactly, it's crazy. You can go there for a weekend, but it still ends up you pay still those 600 yuan for a trip, so it becomes 1,200. So how often do you go even? Because you know this, you say, but then I will come and visit you in Shanghai. And of course I would, but I would do it once every half year, right?
We should plan a ladies' night in Shanghai so that we all have the excuse to go there.
That's a really good idea.
I have a couple of friends that actually moved there already.
It is a beautiful.
Girlfriends, so it would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, let's do that. That's a great idea. I think everybody would be out for like a weekend trip. Yes.
Oh, that would be so much fun. We're going to have to make a video about that later. We're going to have to try to tie it into the art concept, cultural concept somehow.
Art
so that
is
it
also
fits.
about getting drunk. I mean, have you seen in so many movies artists? I'm not saying not in the sense that they're alcoholics, but they often meet at bar and cafes and sit and smoke their cigarettes, right, and drink their wine and beer. Yeah. So it's just natural that
it's part of the bohemian vibe, I guess.
Exactly, right. Yeah.
But also, I've read an interesting quote, or rather, an idea that like the Persians used to make big decisions twice. Once when they were drinking and drunk. And once when they were not. Because you come up with great ideas when you're drunk, as we know. And then you have to visit the idea again when you're not drunk just to make sure that it's a logical one.
But that's definitely how I do my life. And I do try to take seriously sometimes the promises I made when I was drunk, because I know that it's because there are a part of me, that wants to do it. And then, but then the next day often I have that,
forget. Yeah. I don't know. For me, I just forget. I need to start taking a notebook or just,
Sadly, I don't. I do forget some things, but some things I don't. So I remember them very clearly, and I'm like, am I weird if I write to this person about this thing we talked about yesterday? Because I'm. Do they also remember?
Do they remember? And if I remind them, are they gonna now hold me to it since they're not drunk anymore too?
Have I told you about that? So I'm single and I occasionally date and
she's single, guys. DMs Sophie. I'm gonna put Sophie's Instagram account in the description here. So,
but it happens that maybe once every half year I go on a dating app of some sort, and it's often because I've drunk red wine. Apparently, red wine makes me So if you want to see how I become flirtatious, you should
red wine.
Yeah, red wine. But
did I mention there's a wine tasting event happening next week?
Well, count me into it. No, but I and often then that would be exactly that idea, right? That I would go on dating app, match with these guys, write with them, never meet up with them that night, but make plans to meet them the next day.
Oh,
and I have tried that. I then made plans with a guy to meet him. And the next day I was so hangover, but he was very sweet. He had said yes to meet me at a cafe close to where I lived. And I decided, you know what, Sophie, you should take responsibility for the decision to take you drunk. And I go and meet him. And then he came in wearing a unicorn hoodie.
Oh, no.
I will say it.
Was it a nice one at least?
And you know what? He was actually very nice. It's one of the best coffee dates I had. We never talked to each other after that, but he was very respectful, a gentleman. So to him, it was just he had said it to me in the conversation, but that I had forgotten talking about.
His unicorn hoodie?
Yeah, he said, "Oh, I have a unicorn hoodie," and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. You should wear it."
No, you asked for it.
I asked for it, but I had forgotten everything about it. And I will say, when I sat in that cafe completely hungover, and he came into the cafe in that unicorn hoodie, I thought, what have I done? But no, honestly, wonderful story, good, but also one of these, and he said to me at the date, he said, you could have canceled, it's okay. And I was like, no, now we're here, and we will have fun.
Yeah.
So as I said, very sweet guy, I hope he found love.
What if he's watching this video?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
right?
I hope that unicorn hoodie rocked.
Yeah, it did.
I have a unicorn onesie.
Oh.
So nice. When I said no, when I heard that he wore a unicorn hoodie, I was like, I shouldn't judge because I have a unicorn onesie that I really want to wear on stage one day. But I haven't had the right opportunity. But I really want to one day. One of my friends told me I should just go for it anyway and, have glitter in my pockets and just throw out the glitter in the audience, but I don't know. It sounds exciting. Well, we've got our beers here.
Yes.
And we're going to cheers. Cheers, you guys.
Cheers. I'm just going to recommend this beer. It is by complete not accident, but coincidence that we are here at Beijing today. But I will say that this Hawthorne Smash has been one of my favorite Beijing beverages in the hot summers these last couple of years. So.
Would you say that it's like a fruity beer?
It's not a beer, it's a cider, and that's what I.
It's a cider.
I do like my beer, but I have lately become very happy about more dry ciders. So if any of you have ever gone to England, I love going to London and do pub crawls there as well.
Really? Dude, I was at a pub crawl in Liverpool and I had the best time ever.
Oh, amazing. I love joining this one in London called Liquid History Tour because they then also do historical
Is that a
facts.
thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. So not only do you get to drink beer, you also learn something. I'm a big fan of that.
I like that concept. I like that concept a lot.
Exactly.
Okay, before we get too further, because as you guys can tell, Sophie and I love to talk, and we just keep bouncing back and forth between topics, which is so great for a podcast. But this might go on for more than an hour, and we want to get down to the topic of the podcast before we get too far in our stories, because we have a topic. But first, we're going to take a little intermission and talk about these pink hats.
Yes, they're amazing.
Aren't they great? Just do a look that side and a look that side. And I feel like everybody should have a pink hat because pink hats are a movement.
Yes.
So we want to tell you guys about a little experience that we had. Previously, we were talking about how much fun Beijing is, and there's so many things going on, and there's so many activities, and there's so many opportunities for collaborating with people and learning new things and meeting people from different countries and different walks of life. And one of the things that happens faithfully every year is the Burger Fest.
Yes.
Super exciting
Yes.
festival that happens. All of the burger restaurants in town and get together and present their fanciest burgers, and there's beer and there's music and there's dancing, and it's a lot of fun. And have you been to a Burger Fest before the one this year?
No, and you will laugh. I'm actually not the biggest fan of burgers.
And yet here we are in our pink hats.
Burgers.
Oh, really? I think you told me this at the Burger Fest, but I
Yes.
was like, well,
Yeah.
she came, so,
Yes, of
that
course.
must not be real.
It's not like I do enjoy a good burger, but it's just so much bread and so much meat. So.
Yeah, fair.
But I mean, as you said, Beijing have all these nice events, and sometimes you're just like, oh,
They
let me
really
go.
do. And it's such a nice excuse to get together with friends and pull everybody out, especially now while the weather is so great. Except that day we went to the Burger Fest, the weather was not so great.
No.
It was supposed to be sunny, and by the time we got there, it was so windy and so cold.
Danish summer.
It was, as Sophie said, a Danish summer. And I was out there in my little crop top and a jean jacket, which has got like barely any material on it, freezing my ass off.
Yes.
And at least Sophie had the sense to come in like warmer clothing. And I was like, Sophie, I'm cold. Can we go inside? Can we hide? And by then we'd been like roaming around and looking at the burgers, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm definitely really cold.
Yes.
So we should go inside. And then Sophie goes, well, if we're cold, we should do tequila shots.
I didn't say tequila shots. I just say shots.
We should do shots.
Yes.
All right. But we went to the we went to the stand for Nashville because there was not much of a crowd over there, and I was like, we need heat right away. What shots do they have? And it was like, okay, well, we settled on tequila because I can't do Fireball. Ew.
Ew.
I can't do Fireball. I don't know. So think about the smell of Fireball doesn't sit well with me.
fair enough.
I've had a previous experience, which I won't say on camera, but because of that, the smell of Fireball makes me feel very, very nauseous.
It's okay. We all have those shots that we just can't do, right? Normally for me it would be tequila, but you know.
Oh, really? Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No. It was a joke. It's because tequila is normally the one that people have bad association with, right? But no. I don't. I just. It's just such a strong one. I don't know where we went for that.
But we decided to go out and do tequila shots because we're brave, independent women.
36. Should never stop having fun, guys.
It's true. I think that's one wonderful thing about like the friend group that I have now is that everyone is like, we're going to go all out. And thank you so much. We're going to go all out and have the most fun and do everything. And just, and that's so great. It's like, I don't know. But when people look at me and be like, oh, but 30s is so boring. And they don't realize that I'm 30. And I'm like, you have no idea.
30 is amazing. I'm having so much fun in my 30s.
Same.
Honestly, it's really nice having more life experience. I mean, that doesn't stop me from making bad decisions like going to Burger Fest and doing tequila shots. But I feel like it's more, it's decisions that are made with the knowledge of I will have a hangover tomorrow if I do that.
I guess so then you really pick and choose your fun.
Yes.
And you really want to make it like a moment.
Worthwhile.
Yeah. I think that's why like outings for me are also like a moment now. It's not just like go out and get smashed and do that every single night. It's like, okay, plan a thing and get your fun people, your favorite people together and
Exactly.
make it count.
And that was, so you said to me, oh, do you want to go to Burger Fest? And as I said, well, I don't have any particularly affinity with burgers, but I do want to go and have fun with my friends, Paloma, right?
Yeah.
So I also invited one of my very good friends, Carla, who is not here today, colleague of mine. And I was just,
I was so glad that you invited Carla. I feel like she was a perfect addition
so
to
sweet.
our debauchery that day. Oh, but we had so much fun, you guys.
we
It was
did.
like, I don't know. So we went in for the first tequila shot, and I was like, all right, we're already feeling better. We roamed around a little bit more, met up with other friends who were there.
Did eat some burgers as well.
Did eat a burger. Sophie was brave enough to stand in line and wait for... What was the burger that you finally ended up ordering?
I should have looked into the name of it because I actually saved the picture of it. No, it was Yunnan-inspired burgers with 3 different mushrooms in it. So it was really nice.
Have you been to Yunnan?
I have. I had just been to Kunming actually for 2 weeks, and I mean, I love mushroom dishes. So I thought, well, if I'm going to have a burger, because this was one of the places that was from out of town. So Burger Fest is both Beijing burger places like Jing'e, but it's also burger places from other cities.
Yeah.
And this one I then choose because I was like, oh well, I'm not going to be able to get it again if I don't do it now. So. Fair. But it was good. It was really good, that one.
It looked really good. Yeah. I love anything with mushrooms in it too.
Yeah.
But I was I don't know. I wasn't in the vibe to stand in a queue. And I was like, I just want to get the littlest burger from the place that has no queue.
Which is also, like, when you think about it, we had done tequila shots, and then you think, I want the littlest burger, so I don't get anything. So.
I don't know. I just wanted to eat something then and there to get it over with and be like, okay, I'm not going to get, like, smashed from this tequila. Oh, obviously, it didn't go that way.
But maybe it was because it was not one tequila, it was several tequila.
Yeah.
Because the first one was such a great idea, we thought that we would repeat the...
And we did. I don't really regret it. I think I had a lot of fun.
Me too. No, it was a lot of fun, and of course with the people at Nashville, we ended up sort of also having a party with them.
Actually, yeah. I think that's one of the great things about China is like you go to a place,
yes,
and if you're in the right frame of mind and you're a fun person and you want to make friends and have fun, right? Like. People are more than willing to comply and be a part of your moment.
Yes.
And so we went to the outlet for Nashville. And have you been to Nashville, the restaurant?
I have not, but they actually, I befriended one of the staff there, and they sent me the pin for Nashville. Yeah, so I will definitely go now because...
It's an interesting place, actually. It's kind of a live house venue, but they serve this massive burger, which is like this big, which they're known for. I know you're not into burgers, but...
I can do it.
We went there once. We went with one of my friends.
Burgers. We ordered the smallest burger that you can find.
Just so that it fits with the theme, you guys. You see how we're like.
Apparently, Jing'e won the burger cup with this a couple of years. But
did they really?
Yeah. Apparently, it said so in the menu. But this year was Slow Boat who took it again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but
Slow Boat has good burgers.
And the beer battered fries, right?
Oh, I love those fries. But we're gonna take a moment to just talk about Jing'e because we're sitting out here. Outside of their really cool little area and drinking their beer and having their burgers, and nobody's come out and bothered us, and the staff have been absolutely wonderful.
Sweet.
Again, being okay with being a part of our moment. So little moment for them. If you guys are ever in Beijing, it's definitely a cool spot to visit. I feel like it's one of the more trendy, hip-looking outlets. So.
Talking about places that has been around, Jing'e is one of those places that I also started going to the Sanlitun branch back when I worked at the embassy. Oh. And I was happy to find out that this is Longhusi branch that they had one here, but in general they have plenty of places all around.
Yeah.
Because they have good food and good drinks, I will say.
True.
And as you can see, we have ordered some spicy squid and some...
Let me get that in this camera.
Oh yeah, so people can see it.
All right, continue introducing the
so
food.
this spicy octopus, and then we have the burgers, which is the stout bacon burger. I could understand Wagyu bacon.
And they're shining in the sun.
So good. Maybe we should move them to
What are these fries?
So that is... Now I feel embarrassed, right? Because English is not my first language, but I think they call them cotata or something. So it's not fries, right? It's different vegetables that they are fried. But I like that it's a little less starchy than fries, though.
It's quite pretty.
Who doesn't like a good fry, right? Like, I
Absolutely.
mean, absolutely. When I did my pub crawl, for people who did not want to drink, we also did a fry crawl.
You did a fry? Oh yeah, I do remember that. I
think we decided that El Nito's vinegar fries are the best ones.
I like that spot a lot.
Yeah, but I will say I'm also China has great fries, and
they really do.
They do, right?
They really do.
Yeah, as a Danish person, I do appreciate a country who knows their potato. Yeah,
Fair. So back to the Burger Fest.
Yes,
So we were like out there having fun with now the staff from Nashville, and it was like we were doing shots after a while. Well, okay, we did shots, and then we went inside because it was raining and we were cold. And then the entire audience, like in China, I don't know what it is, but it's like as soon as it starts raining, the traffic will just stop and people will just stay home because I don't know, people are afraid of melting and dissolving if they get caught in the rain.
It's very interesting. I mean, because it was stormy, but the rain was not that bad.
Wasn't that bad?
No. But
everybody just disappeared at one point. I mean, we had gone inside the mall to use the bathroom, and then we were like, okay, well, let's go out and get another drink. And by the time we went back out, it was like everybody had gone. And for a while, it was just us there, like
And
hanging out
Nashville.
with the staff from Nashville.
but also the staff from some, because we decided to get another burger then, because
What was the other stall called? Because I don't remember the name.
Okay, I will try to look it up so we can put it.
We'll mention them in the video because they were so great. Their staff were so great.
Did just show how not accustomed I am to doing videos, because normally you would have checked beforehand the places. Anyway,
don't worry about
we
it.
went to another place, which was also an out of Beijing place.
Yeah.
And talked a lot with the staff there. They were really sweet as well. One of them were really into cycling, I remember, and and we had a good conversation. And the reason was that we decided to get the chicken burger, but we found out that their big thing, bacon, marble bacon, and so we paid extra to get a piece of bacon that we then went 20 minutes on because it needed to be made just right.
And we were standing in the rain waiting for this bacon because it was worth every minute.
It was crazy. But it was, I mean, a good memory again, standing in the rain, talking to the staff, becoming friends with them and waiting for the bacon. I mean, what is life about other than waiting for bacon, right?
Amen. And just making friends and having fun while waiting for the storm to pass. It was I feel like it was such a beautiful moment from an artistic perspective too, because like, I don't know, normally people don't like to hang out in the rain and have fun, but this was like, we were just so chill and enjoying it and meeting people and having fun and just, I don't know, there's like this quote that says life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning how to dance in the rain.
Oh,
I love that quote, and I feel like
amazing.
that's what we were doing kind of that day.
I agree. No. And then I think at this point we had not only gotten some tequila shots, but also a couple of beers or 5. And there was a live stage. So people started coming back. I mean, so suddenly there was a crowd again.
Yeah, and they had this... Okay, so like there's been a thing in Beijing recently where they don't want performers working who don't have the right visa for it. So there's been a lot of repercussions, and because of that, a lot of our mutual friends have had to stop performing, and therefore they didn't have any live music, unfortunately, happening at the event this time. But they had like a live Zumba session sort of thing, and by that time we were a couple tequilas down and feeling very friendly and happy and just, excited about life as a whole. And so we're up there right at the front of the stage, and one of our friends, Barry, do you remember Barry? Barry gets up on stage and joins in the dance competition. I need to ask him if he's all right with it, but if he gives us permission, I want to insert a little clip of his dance over here so that you guys get to see it.
Amazing.
It was so great. I was like, I am so proud of Barry. I feel like a proud mom in the audience watching my kids' recital. It was the best. I'm so proud of him for putting himself out there.
And I've also I'm one of those people who have 2 left feet. That's how you usually say it, right? Like,
you did great.
Thank you. No, but rhythm isn't really my strongest suit. But I love dancing, especially when I have some beers in the blood, some tequila shots under my belt. But it is a thing of mine that I actually really do enjoy dancing. It's just, having the courage to do it, right? So I was having the best fun just dancing.
It was so much fun.
And exactly because they have found that golden spot where everybody could do it. So you didn't have to be a great dancer.
True.
But of course, being a great dancer then helps when you go on stage, I guess. Good for Barry.
For sure, for sure. But there was this moment, like, after we were dancing, and again, we went back to the stall with our new friends to stock up on drinks and have a quick chat, and this couple comes up to me and they go like, "Oh, you looked so joyful dancing. We had to take pictures of you, and can you turn on your AirDrop, and we're going to share these photos that they took of you." And I feel like any other part in the world that you go, if somebody tells you, "Oh, I took photos of you while you're dancing," you're like, stalker much.
Yeah.
But not in China. Like, people, I don't know, people just genuinely are so friendly and so lovely, and like I said, just want to share in your moment and just, you know, have fun right then and there with you. And it was like, she sent me such lovely pictures, which I'll overlay in the video over here.
They were beautiful.
Because I saw them later and I was like, this looks like Woodstock, like a I don't know, like a real festival kind of moment. You know, it was so lovely.
I was surprised. I don't look that drunk in the pictures.
No, I think we were professional at keeping it together. Most of us were professional till a certain point.
To a certain point, that's what happened when tequila shits get involved. Anyway, it was great, and no. And I love this in China, you know, because your WeChat are both a professional and a personal tool, right?
Yeah.
So the day after, you always wake up with all these new contacts from people that you have met.
Yes. And it's like, oh, how did I? I don't know about you, but I always forget. Not always, but if I'm a significant number of drinks down, I forget who I added, and I'm like, who is this person? Why do I have this person? Like the next day, I was like, who's Emma? Carla, who's Emma?
Who is Emma, Carla? Well, me too. And I will say, I remember some of them, and some of them I'm like, I have absolutely no idea who you are. But I do tend to remember to tag them afterwards, because
that's lovely.
Yeah, but especially in Beijing, you tend to run into people again. So yeah, it's nice. But it's also being a foreigner, I guess I'm kind of recognizable. Yeah. And people will say hi to me, and sometimes I have to be like, did I meet you when I was drunk or through a work event?
Yes. Me too.
Like I'm like, I see their face, I'm like, I definitely see that I met you, but I can't quite place.
I have the hardest time remembering people, because like, if I'm on stage and people meet me after a show, like, I've seen so many faces in the audience, and I've met so many people that I have a hard time remembering them from there. But if I've met this person while out drinking and partying, I have an equally hard time remembering them because I'm out drinking and partying. And people tend to get offended, like, oh, how can you not remember me? You're not some great artist that you should just forget who I am. And I'm like, I know, I'm not. I just suck at remembering names, you know?
I'm sorry. I meet a lot of people, okay? Like, imagine if you went and did a show, and, you know, every time you meet 10 new people, how I'm supposed to remember?
Yeah. I've had people get offended and delete me off of WeChat later because I don't remember who they are. I had one girl tell me, "Don't think you're so special, Paloma. I'm a singer too, and I don't just forget people." And I was like, okay, well, I don't remember meeting you. I've never heard your name, and I don't want to sound like a bitch here, but okay.
I'm sorry about that. It's really hard. We sometimes have to remember that we never know the life circumstances of the people we meet.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
I try to be very aware of this when I reach out to people that I met and I want to get to know better. That, you know, just because I have the space in my life for new people, not everybody has, right?
True.
And we talked about alcohol earlier as well, you know, that alcohol does sometimes make us think we have more space.
That's true. We just love everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody is great. I like to be a loving drunk. That's a good kind of
That's
drunk.
a good space to be in, because I feel like it can go either or, and it's so important to stay positive when you're drinking or out with people, because it can be very easy to slip into the opposite.
I have tried. When I had bad periods of my life, I become the sad drunk and I just cry.
Oh, I've been there too. Been there too, especially after my divorce, which has been mentioned on this YouTube channel, so I feel comfortable saying that here.
I get you.
But yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, I also had a couple of crying sessions after my divorce, so, I mean... It is what it is. We are feeling humans, and of course, alcohol, as we say, it makes us more loving. It can also make us more sad. You just have to take care of yourself.
More honest, I feel. If you're already in a sad space, then it kind of like delves further into that to address those emotions.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So anyway, we're dancing on stage. I love that we both just kind of go off on a side quest and then come back. At least we're coming back. You see, I've taken notes because I realized that a very free talking person, and I go on side quests and forget the actual
Me as well.
task at hand, right? Well, that makes two of us. I hope anybody else watching this video is like that too, or is just happy to go along with us on our side quests, well, till we come back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
And so anyway, we're dancing on stage and we're having the best time, and there's a little bee. And then we decided, okay, well, by this time, we've been dancing for a couple of hours, and we noticed like the Burger Fest is almost empty. Like, nobody's there.
We came there at 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We did not think
And
we
it's
would
like
be-
11 o'clock at night, and everybody's left except for us and our newly acquired group of friends. Some of whom own the stalls, and some of whom we just randomly met later, and you were just like, "I love you," and we're like, "We love you too." Come and join us. It was so great.
There's room for everybody.
For everybody in our life, know? And so we're like, okay, well, where are we going to go now? And we decided, well, okay, so like one of our friends, Sawyer, owns a pub named Tribute, which is a wonderful place. I go there as often as I can because such lovely musicians and people go there, and it's a great vibe every time. And so I was like, well, let's go to Tribute because everyone looks like they want to dance and play music, and let's go hang out over there.
Of course.
And Sophie's like, yes, and all of our new friends were, yes, let's go.
Let's go.
So we call cabs, and we get in the cabs, and we go to Tribute. And by this time, while we're sitting in the cab, I think a lot of us fell asleep. I know that I did.
And honestly, also, if I have to be honest, at that point, I'm so drunk that I can't remember everything I talked about. I did. I do remember that there was no people at Burgerfest, and we were going to the next place. But it's more like
empty.
But it was more like the details, right?
Very
it was
small
sort of,
details.
yeah.
So we go out to Tribute, and we go there, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get a drink, and then I come back, and it's like Sophie's like, I don't have my phone with me. And I'm like, no. Wait, I'm sure it's in your pockets. I'm sure someone has it. Because, like, by this point, we're all super drunk. And I'm like, there were points where I was like, I feel like I'm getting wasted, but I feel like I also need to be responsible because other people look like they need help. So I was like, high, low,
I'm happy for you. You were at that point. It's good to know.
I was. I mean, and I'm really glad that I was, too. Because there was, I'm just glad that I was sensible because I had to deal with other people's emotions. And if two people are like emotionally drunk in a bad way, it can just spiral and become so bad. So thankfully,
I get emotionally drunk when I lose my phone in China.
Oh, but that's the worst, right? Because I don't know, like if you're watching this video and you haven't lived in China, it's like everything is connected to your phone. We have like WeChat where you pay for everything from, and then you have your Didi where you book your cabs from, and you have again all of your contacts on WeChat, and just you lose your phone and you lose everything. It's like
and for me, coming from Denmark, so some of you may not know this, but Denmark is, when it comes to bureaucracy, one of the most digitalized countries. So everything is Denmark is connected to an app on your phone that you need to access everything, your taxes, your bank account, public services, and so on. And so I of course rely on that a lot, also when I'm in China, to check on what's happening. And I was honestly, but
that is so good.
It's really good, right? That's why I decided we should have it.
Sorry for disturbing you. You can continue.
It's one of the best squid, and it's just anyway. Mm-hmm. No, but it was just. I will say I was not at that point. I was more just like, I'm really drunk and my phone is gone. And but what was amazing was that everybody was trying to get my phone back at that right. Nobody thought, we're very drunk, we should wait till tomorrow. No. Everybody wanted a crisp.
It was such a cute moment because there was I think 10 of us at one point huddled around Sophie. Like we're all very drunk and like, oh my God, what happened? Can we help you? Like, and then there were new friends that we just made who I didn't even know some of them. And I'm like trying to call the police on my phone, and I don't speak Chinese. This is my level of... And then we had a new friend who came and took my phone and is like, I'll talk to them, and walks away and starts talking. And then Carla asked me, what's she saying to them? And I'm like, I don't know. She's just talking, And funnily, the next day, she also didn't remember what her conversation with the police was.
I'm happy she could have. I mean, I admire the Chinese police for being so calm in these kind of situations.
True. They are actually lovely. I feel like, it's hit and miss because I have heard stories from people who it's like, oh, I've contacted the police and they haven't helped me. But I think every time that I have contacted them for help for anything, they've been really on it.
And I mean, in Denmark, of course, there are also definitely circumstances where you will say call the police.
Yeah.
But if you have lost your phone, unless you're pretty sure that it has been stolen, you do not call the police because your phone,
right, because you lost your phone. But I mean, they were nice in this sense because they were like, well, they called back and at least they had the kindness to be like, well, do you remember where you were last time? And do you remember, like, if you left it in the cab or you left it in the pub or if, you dropped it on the street or, at least they're trying to, like, work you through this. So that was kind of nice.
But we realized, at least the others realized, that we were not getting my phone back. And luckily, Carla knew which hotel I was staying at.
Right.
And this was the thing, right? Even though I was drunk, I'm normally the kind of person, I have never lost my phone out, in the city in Copenhagen. I have not lost it in China before. And I always come back home. I will do like this because maybe I'm jinxing it, but I always come back home with all my stuff. I don't know, even scarves and stuff. And so I had everything. I had my bag, which is this one, and I had my card for the hotel and so on. So at least we could get me home safely and be like, okay, Carla will make sure that Sophie gets home. Also because I think at this point I was so drunk, so it was probably good that I was just
But it's also so wonderful that we had Carla there. It is the best thing ever when you go out partying with friends that actually care about you and look after you.
She was so sweet.
She was so wonderful.
And she was being the voice of reason because, as I mentioned earlier, maybe you people don't remember, she's also my colleague. So she said, I can get in contact with Sophie because we have ways through our work accounts to get in contact with each other. So, and I remember, even as I said that at that point, I was not my most clear-headed I have ever been. I remember Carla saying that and me being like, that makes sense. I trust Carla now.
Yeah. That was really, really lovely of her.
It was good, she thought, because I know she has also mentioned that she was by no mean sober, but she was also sort of a voice of reason in that moment.
Yes, for sure. I'm very thankful that she was there. And so you guys left for home after that, and I stayed and played a bunch of songs afterwards, and then I was like, okay, well, I think I should go home too.
Good for you.
And then the next day I wake up at 8 and my phone's beeping. I'm like, oh my god, who's disturbing me in this state? And it's Carla, and she goes, hey, so how's it going? Like, were you able to get in touch with like the Didi app and find out what happened to Sophie's phone? And I'm like, girl, I'm just opening my eyes. Give me a sec. And I start looking on the app, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't remember where to find this person's number. And then I find it, and I try to call, and it's like, your phone number has been suspended. And I'm like, bitch, please, I'm still drunk. I don't know how to deal with this,
Right, and Carla also wrote to me, Emma said that and I was like, I'm pretty embarrassed right now because I lost my phone. But the thing is that I'm not the kind of person to normally lose my thing. Even if I get drunk, I've always, and again, not trying to jinx this, I always come home with all my stuff. And I had my bag that I also have here. So I had the card for my hotel. I had all my necessities. It was just my phone that, you know how it is, right? I probably put it in my pocket, and then of course, at that point we didn't know, but it probably fell out in the Didi.
Yeah.
But Carla, even though Paloma had been quite clear-headed, Carla was the voice of reason at that moment. She said, oh, you know what? Sophie and I are colleagues, so we can get in contact with each other through our work accounts.
Yeah.
So I will take Sophie home now. I think it's for the best. Because honestly, even if I had lost my phone, I think the evening was starting to come to an end for me. You should know your limitations. I usually don't when I'm drunk, but I had reached it at that point. And she made sure that I came home, and I went to sleep. And then Paloma...
That was so lovely of her.
That's so lovely. I found out later that apparently she went back to the party.
She did. I was quite surprised.
Yes.
I was like, girl's got stamina.
I'm crazy, right?
But the fact that she looked after you and she brought you home, like,
so sweet.
I felt that's something you don't see a lot nowadays, in people who call themselves friends. They're like, most people are just around for a good time. And it's like, when things are going bad, it's like, okay, bye. But she was really there, and it's the best thing in the world when you have like friends that stick by you through difficult times, not just like the big, things that go on in your life, but like the little moments, like losing your phone or having an accident on the street, or like,
it was really nice. And I became extremely sappy on the DT back to the hotel. I was like, I didn't want you to see me like this, because I'm half a year the senior of Carla in the
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have the same supervisors and everything. So I was like, oh no, I wanted to be cooler than this, because I've never lost my phone. I met other people who lost their phone.
Yeah.
The reason why it's like, you guys, if you are not living in China, don't know this, but our phone is sort of our lifeline.
For sure.
Yeah.
Everything is on it. Like your ability to pay for stuff and book a cab and get in touch with friends. We don't travel with cash in China.
No, exactly. And for me, it had the extra layer that Denmark is actually, when it comes to the bureaucratic, to the public part, we are one of the most digitalized countries in the world. So aside from that, I have an app on my phone that lets me connect to everything: my taxes, my doctor, social security, my bank. Losing my phone is something that I really don't want to do in a country where I can't go then the next day to the public office and get, access to everything. But I mean, at least Carla knew where I was living and could take me home and, be a good sport about it. I'm pretty sure she has another memory of that. But I do remember being all soppy and like, I just don't like being in this state anyway.
Oh, no.
But we have all been there, right? Like, we're drunk and then we regret being drunk.
For sure.
Hi,
thank you. Thank you so much. Don't mind us. We're just recording a podcast, but it's all good. He's like, I had no idea. Cheers. But he didn't stop us either. I think he's been pretty lovely. Cheers. It's actually a great beer.
Yeah, I loved it.
Feels a bit summery. It feels like a good kind of beer to start the afternoon with.
You can't go wrong with the Jing Pale Ale, Workers Pale Ale. Yeah.
I learned that from my friend Sophie. It really is. Okay, so when we did finally figure out where to get the driver's number, I was like, well, I don't speak Chinese, so maybe you can go to the front desk of your hotel. Yeah. And I'm like texting with Carla, who's chatting with Sophie over email because they're both work colleagues. And I'm like, well, here's the number of the driver. Maybe she should go down to the front desk and ask somebody to help her. And so Carla's like, okay, and she passes it on to Sophie. Meanwhile, Sophie's having her own, crisis moment.
Yeah.
Adventure. Let's call it that.
So it's always interesting to hear it from other people's perspective, because like we find out afterwards that Carla got me home around 1 p.m. So if you have followed the timeline so far, we came to Burgerfest around 3 p.m.
Oh, yes.
Then the Burgerfest ended around 10, so we went to Tribute around 11.
I think so,
and then I get back home around 1, and Carla decides to continue the party. But basically, I just go directly to bed, and I guess I was drunk enough that I just, passed out, right? And so I wake up around 7, 8 in the morning, And of course, I'm not sober, but I will say that the adrenaline and that the fact that I did at least stop completely at 1 to drink, that I'm clear-headed enough that I'm like, fuck, what's going to happen now?
No.
I lost my phone. I start spiraling. I'm like, because I'm here like currently working or studying, as you would say, but I'm writing, and that means that I also need access to my work account and so on, and everything I get access through my phone. So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, maybe I have to go back to Denmark. Oh my God, it will be so expensive and so embarrassing. I mean, I'm 36. I lost my phone at a burger festival. Who am I even? I don't know. I'm like, why don't you have a husband or kids, Sophie? Like, that was, the sort of thoughts. And we know how bad hangover mentality sometimes get you, right?
It's a spiral.
But worst of all, which the other girls didn't know, is that I was an idiot who had my MasterCard in the phone case. I know. It's because that I've had this thought before. I have a backup card as well, right? But for me, it's like, what if my phone doesn't have any electricity, like
Yeah. So you brought it with you because you were going to the Burger Fest.
yeah. So I have that. So I had this, like, and before I always brought it with me when I went out for these things, because if my phone is broken or whatever, ruined, well, then at least I can get money with my card, right?
Right.
But for me, that was actually at that moment I was like, I need to shut down this card. But I will go on the internet on my phone where I still have my Danish SIM card and find the number for my bank and I had my backup card and I tried to look at that because I thought maybe the number for the bank is on my backup card, but it was not. And I was just panicking because, everybody was asleep clearly because we had been drinking a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who to contact. And I started like trying to write. I had some other work colleagues who were in China because I just really wanted the number for my bank.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, let me go down to the hotel staff and ask them if they can help me, because in my slightly drunken brain I was like, maybe they can access internet resources I don't have and find the number for my bank, right? So I go down to them and I explain what happened. And they're very sweet, but they decide to call the police instead, which is understandable. I mean, they are just hearing she lost her phone. And in China, when you lost your phone, you call the police, because the police are actually really helpful when it comes to domestic issues.
True,
I will say, yeah.
I have to say that about China. They are actually, yes.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. And I mean, but I was not in any state to talk to police at that point. I was very confused. And they also called the manager, I think, like the on-hold manager, because we did not mention this, but this was through the May holiday. So everybody was,
right.
everybody was on vacation.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a factor that I didn't put in the equation.
Yeah, but she comes down, and at first they didn't know that I spoke Chinese. And then I hear them discussing stuff together, so I chime in. I'm like saying to them, yeah, I lost it, but it's more about my bank card. I try to say, and then you speak Chinese, and I'm like, suddenly I have the attention of these two like very intense people, and I'm just sad and confused and hungover. And they're like, okay, and the policeman, he starts interrogating me, and he meant well, but he was like, okay, so do you have any friends you can call? I'm like, but I don't know their numbers. Okay, so where did you go? And I was like, yeah, but I remember we went to Tribute, but actually the staff had already helped me call Tribute, and they had said, oh, we haven't found.
You did call them.
We did call them. Yeah, no, that was the first one we called. And I mean, at this point, even though I was panicking about never seeing my phone again, I guess I was pretty sure that that it was pretty certain that I lost it in the Didi, right? But he was trying to help me. So he says to me, so you went to a bar, he says in Chinese, this conversation in Chinese, and I'm like, yeah. But first we were not at a bar. We were at a park. And you have to understand, in my hangover drunken Chinese, I tried to speak, we were at a park, and there was a lot of burgers. And he's like,
what does that sound like in Chinese, just so that
yeah, so I was like, 这个园，因为是这个你们知道啊，这个朝阳 Park。他们不明白朝阳 Park， 我就不知道是我的翻译，所以我说，有这个园有汉堡啊，有很多的汉堡啊 ，so we have a lot of burgers going on, and I'm like, you could also buy beer, and there were music, but it was a park, and I'm trying to like think of the word you could say for a festival, but I don't know the word for festival, but I think I know the word for festival. It's like music fest. It was a mess, and he's and this very tall, very authoritative Chinese policeman is just like, so it was a bar. No, there were burger, and I started, 有一个汉堡啊，可以去不同的汉堡 and I think that the manager for the hotel is also just looking at this very sad 36-year-old white woman who lost her phone in a drunken stupor. I'm not feeling proud of myself, guys. I decided to go up, and we tried different things. So I definitely, of course, had like emergency contacts also from the place that I'm currently affiliated at, but nobody was picking up because it was May holiday. So yeah. And at some point, the hotel manager is like, I think you should go to bed, and then if you sleep a couple of hours, I'm sure everything else will be okay. And I'm like,
I mean, but he was right.
no, she actually, she was very sweet. I think she was right, and I think that in hindsight, I should have waited until Carla woke up. I mean, poor girl. She first got home at 5, and I was just like at 8. Stuff needs to happen now.
But I'm like that too. I'm like, if there's something is amiss, I'm like, no, now. We don't wait till tomorrow. We do it now. So I get that.
So the sweet policeman leaves, and the hotel manager actually brings me all the way up to my room to make sure that I go in.
She was looking after you.
And then, luckily, I had a flash of inspiration, and I remember that I could actually use Bing, which is a Chinese searching engine that works without VPNs.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went on that, and luckily, because I do speak and read Chinese, I can use Chinese pages.
Right.
So I found my bank account. And then, because I at least had my work computer, I could use that to call the bank and close my bank account. And when
that's great.
Yeah, so when I have done that, I felt better. Not great, but better, right? Like, for me, that was the most important. And I decided, okay, now I will try to sleep for a couple of hours. And then Carla wake up, and we were communicating through the text message systems that we have at work.
Yeah.
And she was then writing you and Emma. And I think I went down to the reception like 3 times asking them questions because, but they were so sweet, and I felt so bad. It must be horrible having like, I was crying. I mean,
oh no,
this old.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I think I would be like that too if I lost my phone, because like your phone is your life in China.
Exactly.
Like touch wood, I've never lost my phone. Either of them or any of my like really valuable belongings in China, but I have watched that happen to other friends, and I'm just like, oh, that is the scariest thing ever.
I had a colleague who lost it like a year and a half before me, and she didn't get it back. But I will say that when I remember that, she did stay in China, and she did get a new phone, so there must be ways of us also. I think you can go to the Danish embassy, and they can help you get the permissions you need back home from Denmark, so you can access, as long as you have your passport, right? Which I had because my passport was in my room, so
That's a lesson for next time, is to keep the valuables at the hotel.
No, but it was fine. It was, I mean. So and here then the story starts again with Paloma. So I had all this going on, and I was also writing sweet Carla, who was very hangover, poor girl. But
I feel like we should insert a little photo of Carla somewhere in the corner of this video. All those conversations going on.
I'm so impressed that she was, because when I'm hangover like that, usually you can't contact me. People have like they write me the day after, and I don't reply before 20 hours later because, I need my
that's
time.
understandable.
Yeah. But Carla was she was so present, and she was just writing with me, and I was smiling. I was like, I think I have to go back to Denmark, Carla.
Oh,
I was like, oh no, let's just see. And
no, she is wonderful. Even the other day when we went out, I was like not feeling well at all, and she was like, no, I'm going to take you there, and you'll be okay. And
she's
just really a wonderful person.
She's great. And this is the thing, guys. How lucky I am that it was Paloma who ordered that DD and not me.
Dude. That's actually true. We would have been so stuck if you had ordered the DD.
But we were all very resourceful. Like, Paloma had found pictures of me dancing at Burger Festival.
And the phone was still in her pocket, you guys.
So we knew. We knew.
We knew that the phone, we had the phone at these key moments, and it was definitely in the car that it went missing. Fortunately, we had the pictures of the dancing because of that random couple that thought we looked so joyful and clicked pictures.
We were very joyful.
We were very joyful.
In this park full of burgers.
Park full of burgers. And so finally I was able to figure out, I paid my phone bill. I also couldn't remember how I got my phone bill because I recently had an experience where I had to change my phone number in China. That's a topic for another video. Very scary experience. Guys, if you come to China for the first time, make sure you get a phone number that is entirely your own. Don't use somebody else's, because those mofos can sometimes turn on you and be like, oh, I don't like you anymore. and go to the phone company and take the phone number back, and then block you out from everywhere, which means you lose your bank details, you lose your taxi apps, you lose your payment apps, you lose everything. So always get a phone number that is your own. But I didn't know that. Again, I didn't expect to be living in China for so long. It had been in my mind to change my phone number, but I did not. And so I had my own set of circumstances through which I didn't remember which phone number I now had. And then when I figured out which one it was and I paid it, I went back to the app and luckily was able to figure out how to get in touch with customer care, not with the driver. I got in touch with customer care and they said, well, do you have a screenshot of your last ride? And so I sent that to them, and they sent like a call. They sent a phone number that can be called only by one phone number to get in touch with the driver if you've lost something. So I said, well, can you add my friend's phone number also, because she doesn't speak Chinese and she's going to be at the front desk of her hotel asking for help. So you can have mine because I'm the registered DD account, but you can have this other person's also so that they can talk to you in Chinese. And so they sent us the number, and 10 minutes later, Carla texts me back and she goes, they've contacted the driver, they have the phone. And I was like, oh, yes. Yeah. You know, this is like the third lost phone that I've helped track down this month. And I'm like,
you're good at this.
Dude, I don't want to be good at this. You know, I don't want this to happen anymore. So
I'm not proud that I should be the third one, but at
least it was a change. Yeah, you know, it was somebody else.
Yes. True. It was a change.
And so after everything happens, later on, Sophie texts me and she goes, hey, I didn't tell you the backstory. While you and Carla were discussing about the driver's number, I had a conversation with the police. Like, I went to the front desk and they sent the police, and I was telling them about this burger park. And I'm listening to Sophie's voice message and I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like probably still drunk. And I'm listening to this description of like a park full of burgers and all these things going on. And I'm like, that sounds surreal AF. But it's like such a great concept. And backtracking a couple of days before, I'd been talking with my friend Mike about doing a comic book series. I had done some artwork before for his D&D RPG module for a game called Mothership that he's working on, and so I'd done a lot of sci-fi futuristic kind of, you know, monsters and aliens and comic book stuff. Which was super fun to work on, but at the time I was using more acrylics, and so I'd painted it, which was very time consuming with very, very tiny brushes. And then recently acrylic markers have come into my life, and I'm like, okay, this is me now. This is keeping up with my brain. And so I've done a lot of comic art stuff, which I'll try to insert over here. And then Mike and I had gone out for dinner all together with like Roxy and Taylor and everybody, and we were like, well, we should do like a comic book kind of series. And I was like, yeah, I need to think of a concept first, but I want like something really simple to just kind of start it off, but something cool enough that it captures my attention. And then this thing happens with Sophie and this burger park, and I'm like, that's it. This is what I'm gonna do. So after we get off the call, I'm like, well, I've been trying to do like a little art doodle a day, and so I sit down and start making the sketch, and then the next day working on it, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this. I want this to be like an actual concept. I don't know, like maybe we'll tie up with Jing A or something in the future and be like, you know, just paint like a burger park in the background. That would be so cool.
I love that. I mean, look at this. It could be over there.
Actually, true. I think we should go inside and have like a real business discussion with them later.
We will do that.
After we wrap up our podcast, which has now become very, very long. Yeah. But it was interesting to see how life inspires art from time to time.
Yes.
Sometimes you think you have strange experiences or funny experiences, difficult experiences, and it kind of like influences your art in a certain way and gives you ideas and concepts which, you know, push you into a new phase. And so I feel like this experience, though harrowing, was also exciting in a way because it inspired, I don't know why I said it expired. It inspired this this very new concept that I'm excited to share with you guys. Sorry, we got a bunch of guests passing through here, so we're going to give them a minute to pass by.
Yeah, let them. I'm really happy that this could inspire you in some way, because I was not feeling great after that. I guess there's some. I'm also in a period of my time where I'm now finishing my PhD thesis, which has been a lot of work, and I mean, people who done that know what it is, but also for people who do not do that, you know, you put a lot of blood into it, but also this about being in your 30s and have chosen a different way of life where, I mean, I don't have a partner, I don't have children, working, but also meeting people and have these experiences part of my life, don't feel great to become like so drunk and losing your phone. It was sort of like, oh my God, you need to pull yourself together. But then all the conversations we had about it, and also now doing this, it's helped me, that it not became a bad memory, it became a good memory. So that's nice. I'm happy about that.
I think I'm like at a phase of life now also where I'm like, there are so many terrible things that have happened, and it's like you can feel bad about it and feel like, oh my God, there's something wrong with me and I need to pull myself together, or it can just be like, that's life, and just try to channel it into something else, just create, because I don't know, shit happens, like as even on your best days, the worst things can happen. You try as you may to have all the pieces in place, and then it's just like, it's entirely up to you to be like, what am I going to do with this experience now, and how am I going to,
You're right. No, it's beautiful. And I mean, I did at some point that day say I will not drink while I'm in China again before I go back, even before I finish my thesis. But then I did, and honestly, we had some wonderful evenings together since then. So
true. Very true. Very true.
Girls' night. We're going to Shanghai next. Okay.
Yes. Cheers, Sophie.
Cheers.
We have made it nearly to the end of our podcast. And cheers to you guys for sticking around with us.
So many words.
So many words. I think podcasts are the future because people like to be the fly on the wall of other people's lives and just,
I mean, it would
listen in on what's going on and what are they saying and what's their conversation.
I have this Facebook quote I wrote back when I was in my 20s, if you guys remember in your feed, where I wrote, I want to earn money on telling other people what to do with their lives. And it's just and I keep sharing it every year that it comes up in my memory.
Yes.
Because I'm like, oh, how wonderful it would be if I could just earn money from talking.
Oh, that would be the best.
Right? Yeah.
So great. So great.
Anyway.
So now that we finished talking about the Burger Park experience, I want to take a moment to show you.
Oh, I haven't seen the
finished
pictures.
project. Oh. I've been working on this concept since the day that Sophie told me about the Burger Park.
The Burger Park.
I didn't add the beer in it because I was still feeling hungover and I couldn't think of the idea of any more beverages.
But you guys have to understand, it was a park and there was burgers everywhere and you could choose the burgers. It was not a bar. It was a park with burgers.
A park with burgers.
But for me, park was like yuan, and I'm pretty sure that you need another word like gong yuan or something.
Is
and
it?
Then, yeah, because yuan is yuan is like the circle. But it's
I
also,
don't speak Chinese enough yet to understand. So this is my sketchbook.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That I've been working on, and I will put inserts of the other stuff, or I'll show you now. Actually,
I'm so excited.
I wish that I did more stuff. But this was my coffee cup that I did. This was just something very random that I did. Also very random.
Beautiful.
And then I started being like, oh, let me do more, and then I did my comic book portrait. Welcome to my one-woman show where you watch me do whatever I want.
That's perfect.
Because why not? When you're in your 30s, that's what it is. Welcome to my one-woman show where you watch me do whatever I want, right?
And earn money from it.
Earn money from it. And then I did this one, which kind of reminded me of my grandmother, where it's like, it's okay to live a life that not everybody understands.
Perfect.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah,
I feel like art has been kind of a way for me to channel what I'm feeling or what I'm going through at the moment. And then I need to take a peek because I don't want you to see this next one just yet.
More.
So now for the big reveal.
Yes.
Drum roll, please. Welcome to the Burger Park.
I feel like we should give this to not give it, but I hope that one day the poor policeman sees this and understands what it was I was trying to...
We should be sharing this with the Beijing Chaoyang Police Department.
Yeah.
This is the Burger Park, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the Burger Park. I'm loose. My phone
That's you.
is gone. Yeah,
and do you see the sign says, welcome to the Burger Park? And then it says, beware of mishaps. These burgers are phone snatchers.
Yes, of course. No. Oh, I love it. You have to be careful. And I did tell you, I did not care for burgers. They knew my fear, Paloma. That's the problem.
The burgers knew your fear.
Yeah.
And so while we're at that,
Yes.
I have I have a little present for you.
Oh no!
I have to put this over here.
Oh, it's a surprise. It's a surprise.
It's another
present.
surprise.
Oh no!
I have to admit that I forgot to sign my name on this piece of art, and then I went ahead and printed all the merchandise. So I'm going to bother you later with my little Sharpie permanent marker and be like, hey, can I just autograph your shit? I hope you don't mind.
I love that. It makes it much more...
This is for you.
Oh no, you have actually already... I will just...
You know, when you said that you wanted a pink hat because people at the Burger Fest had pink hats and you wanted it for the podcast, I was like, okay, I've already gone all out with all the other things I can do for this podcast. Let's do the pink hats.
But I mean, we are at the age where we don't really care about this. And we are very happy about the pink hats. I don't even think we told you guys, there was one of the burger stands at Burger Fest where they had pink hats. And I even tried to ask them if I could buy one. They said no. I don't think I was the first one to ask, honestly, but... Oh, it's wonderful. Look at this, guys. Beautiful Burger Fest mug. As I was being sappy before talking about how this has made a not so great experience about my shortcomings as an adult into an amazing memory, and now I have this beautiful cup also. Oh, I love it. This one will go to my office back in Denmark, my PhD office, and I will be so happy to show it to all my colleagues. You know, I didn't talk about my research. It's about collaboration between China and Denmark in science.
Oh.
And one of my topics is how collaboration happens. And a lot of it is coincidences, right? And that is also why in general in life, I'm just... What shapes you? What changes your directory in life? You know, you go to China, you go to a burger park. You meet Paloma, you become friends with people, and it's wonderful. Oh, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
I went ahead and went the extra mile and made you something else to take it home in.
She just went all the way. But this is so wonderful about being in China, then you can do this.
You can do these things.
I love it. It matches my outfit today.
It does.
It's beautiful.
I'm like, I had this harebrained idea, and I'm like asking everybody, hey, do you guys know somebody that can like print merchandise in 24 hours? Like, and I was so quick at putting it out there that I even forgot to sign my name on the picture.
We have been so afraid, guys, that the energy had disappeared because it's actually
It's 2 weeks after the event.
Yeah. And life happens and you have work and other stuff, you know, like actual commitments that does not involve being hangover from Burger Fest.
Or burgers.
From Burger Parks. But I think we did well. And we had the pink hat.
We have the pink hats.
Have wonderful merchandise. I hope, though, I never lose my phone again.
Oh, goodness. I hope so, too.
Right? Yeah.
May everybody's phones be safe, and may everyone be as happy as we are.
I feel like, you know, if I was going to lose my phone in my life, then this was definitely...
This was it.
This was the memory. Oh, I love it. Beautiful.
All right, you guys. This is the end of our video. We have finally come to a close with today's session. Super glad to have you here today, Sophie.
Thank you for inviting me. It has been fun.
And to have this memory, which inspired art and is now like I think like a key moment in our friendship, which that we'll probably laugh about, you know, when we're in our 70s.
Yes, in China.
Life in China.
To
the Burger Park.
The Burger Park.
All right, you guys. Hope you had a great time. Hey, if you want your own merchandise too, you can feel free to like put some love in the comments. I think we should start like a merch a merchandise section for like Burger Park related stuff. That would be super cool. I'm definitely gonna do a comic book series. I don't know if it's gonna be about burger parks, but I feel like that's a nice little idea to keep inside there, like it's part of like a dark horror mystery kind of, but with a whimsical side of burgers.
Yes.
That could be kind of nice. So, but thank you guys for watching today. This has been a great time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the videos.
Subscribe, yes.
Subscribe, like this video, leave some love in the comments, and we hope to see you on our next 36-year-old adventure that is somewhat calamitous but leads us to great artistic ideas and collaborations.
Maybe next podcast will be about the ladies' night to Shanghai. Who knows?
That would be great, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would-
All right, let's do a quick video part because I take screenshots of the video for the YouTube thumbnail.
Oh, right,
so
right,
let me
right.
just, maybe we'll use the bags.
Yeah, please, please, please.
I got my own bag too, you guys.
Oh, we can match. Okay.
So we can just hold up the bags and be like, ta-da!
Ta-da!
Oh, we should put the burgers in front.
Yes.
The burgers need to have some screen time.
We do look forward to eating them.
We do look forward to eating them once we're done this. And special shout out to Jing A for being so fabulous and being all right with letting us sit out here and have a little podcast session and make noise in their beautiful location.
Beautiful.
We've had fun. So, cheers to burgers.
Two burgers. two burgers in parks.
To burgers and parks. Bye.
I love it. Oh no.
That was fun.
That was really fun.
All right, let's eat.
Yeah, let's eat now. Like probably.